Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another episode of the Roast Podcast. What is happening here? It's a quarantine roast podcast here today, and I'm joined by Adam live from Discord. How's it going, Six Factions?
So I said to her, I know you're still missing me, but at least your aim is getting better.
What? That's your opening intro line.
I thought I'd switch it up a little bit.
No, that was actually good. I was like, what's happening here? That was pretty decent.
Thanks.
How have you been in these... How have you been in these quarantine hours? These real quarantine hours? How have you been?
Real quarantine hours. I've been secluded as fuck, dude.
Me
great.
too.
I mean, I'm an introvert, so I've been training my entire life for this.
I figured like of all the people I know, surely Adam's not going to struggle, but like even you're still struggling, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a little bit lonely. I'm missing the homies.
Man, you tell me, man. You're telling me, is that what I meant? Fuck, I'm missing fucking fresh air. Nah, I do get to go to my forest, which is kind of cool because you know I can't get corona going there. But yeah, it's like because I did a reconnaissance today in my forest, scouting out filming locations. But other than that, I'm a bit of a lab rat at the moment. But that's all right. We all are.
Yeah, we're just sitting around waiting for the plague to get us.
Nah, I reckon you or I will be pretty much fine. I don't think I'm going to leave the house for the next 4 or 5 months, so I should be good.
Yeah, I'll probably be sitting at home as well. Good damn.
My mum wants me to drive to your house to deliver eclairs.
Dude, can you please do that? I want some.
Mum's gonna deliver the eclairs anyway. She's gonna deliver them anyway, but she wants me to drive, and I'm just like, okay.
The problem is, like, I don't know. Aren't they having a go at L platers currently?
Yeah, they are. They're having a big
Yeah,
go.
it's kind of fucking ridiculous. It's like, you know, thousands of people are going to be off the roads because they've got nowhere to go. They've got no reason to go out. So wouldn't now be like a good time for more timid L platers to have a go?
Exactly.
At
Like,
driving, yeah.
it makes so much more sense for L players to drive, but they're worried. They have the rule because they think that parents are going to use their sons as L players to go and drive to places and parties and like banned things.
I mean, for the most part, it doesn't even matter because like if you're just going out for like an L plate drive, you're not going anywhere aside from out from home and then back to home.
Exactly. I think the police made it a rule and the government made it a rule because they're worried, people use it as a scapegoat to go and do, shit that you're not meant to do, and then the plague's going to spread even more, so...
Yeah. I think it's a little bit draconian, but oh well, I don't make the rules, sadly.
Isn't it weird, like... Isn't it weird that we were doing our podcast? The last time we did our podcast was literally walking in the streets, and now we're on Discord.
Yeah, because we're not allowed to walk in the streets. Oh,
like what
this is so sad.
It is so sad. What a strange next podcast. Like last podcast we were doing real normal hours, and now we're doing real Corona hours.
Corona hours, exactly. It's crazy. It's like, what does the world come to?
Sucks so much. I'm just glad, I went to your house. I visited you, at the perfect time, I reckon. I'm just going to put it out there. Just going to put it out there. I visited you those 2 weeks at the perfect time. Not saying I'm, Nostradamus or anything, but it was good timing, somehow.
Yeah, you dodged a bullet.
Dodged the bullet entirely.
Dodged the bullet. It's crazy. You're, right on it. If you had been even a little bit later... wouldn't have been so cash money.
Oh yeah, just wouldn't have been so cash money. It was what was it, a week and a half after I visited yours, and then it just started going out of control?
Yeah, pretty much.
We were making full-on jokes, when we were catching up. We were just making jokes about it, walking in the street, and then it just got worse.
And then it just got worse. Indeed. I mean, it got worse is a bit of an understatement, but Oh,
It's a
this is
disaster.
so sad.
Oh well.
We're
Oh well.
literally in a state of emergency.
It actually is
They
like,
didn't even do that when, half of our fucking state was burning.
yeah.
It's so bad. We've been hit. We've actually been hit so hard, and you have to. You kind of think about it like, what our tourism is a big part of our economy,
Yeah.
and then that got crippled because as I said, half of our state was burning,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then like almost like as if it was the two in a 1-2 punch. All of a sudden, all of our borders are closed and everyone's got coronavirus or something. So it's like, oh, economy.
Just fucked everything.
Our dollar took such a hit.
It
So
took the
bad.
biggest hit. Like it just, like Corona just gave our dollar like a massive L. Oh
Yeah, I
god.
remember when our dollar was stronger than the American dollar.
Really? Was it
Like-
actually?
Ages ago, like 10 years ago. It was like $1.10 to every American dollar. It was actually brilliant. And then we've just taken a nosedive. So sad.
I mean, I'd say if we could turn back time to the good old days, but I mean, there's been so many people saying, I'd love to just go back in time like 5 years from now. And I'm just like, well, if you go back in time, you're eventually going to come back to present day Corona. Like, you can, it's like Mr. Bones is
Yeah.
right.
It's like, what can you do? And if you go to, China and prevent Corona from beginning, then why would you even go back? And that's just, time travel. You get stuck in that loop.
I think it kind of
Crazy.
proves, I think it kind of proves that it doesn't exist, sort of. Like, if someone would have stopped this.
Yeah. The thing is, you got to think about it like this: if time travel or the ability to travel between dimensions did exist, where the fuck are the time travelers?
Yeah, exactly. Where are they at?
Yeah, where are they at? Are they just like beholden to a code that says they're not allowed to talk and they gotta hide in plain sight and stuff, or are they just not here?
Nah, man.
It's crazy.
It is
Gotta
crazy.
think about it. Big brain.
Big brain. Oh,
And
jeez.
I wish there were time travelers though. It'd be pretty slick.
Oh, man. I mean, there's been some photos, obviously, I don't know if you've seen them or not, where it genuinely looks like a time travel. There's one from 1941 of a guy, he has like a logo on his shirt and futuristic haircut, futuristic glasses on, and he's got a new camera in his hands, and it's like, damn.
Yikes. You really do be rocking that Canon EOS in 1964.
In 1941, it was legit
1941.
Canon EOS. I'll send you the photo, actually. It's a famous photo. But as I'm sending you this photo, I should ask you, what have you been up to with your animation stuff lately?
Oh, struggling, getting through. It's like the degree, the bachelor is so much different than the TAFE course, than the diplomas. Because the diplomas were all about, getting us out into the workforce, have all the skills necessary within like a. So we had to pump out animations. We did like 5 or something over the course of the 2 years.
Yeah.
Did like 5 animations, and we haven't done a single one yet.
Shit.
And I don't think we get to do a single one until like next year, which is like, bro, it's such a change of pace. But I'm like, it's not that we're not doing anything. We're doing more like the pre-production stuff, like storyboarding and character design and stuff, which is good. I mean, I enjoy the character design, but oh fuck. Just give me a graphics tablet and animate and let me go.
Exactly.
And I'll be Gucci.
This is why I didn't go back to uni, because you don't get your own creative freedom at all. You have to follow their rules. I want to follow my rules.
Yeah, exactly.
But no.
I just want to be like, bro, I just want to draw, but I don't want to have to draw your shit.
Exactly.
It's like I love drawing and I want to draw, but when I'm forced to draw something, like mandated to draw something, I'm just like, that's like a super quick way to get me to just shut down. I'm just like, nah, fuck that.
Oh yeah, for sure with me as well. I completely agree. When I'm like forced to edit something, I'm like, it isn't something I would be normally interested in editing. It's such a like half-assed job for me. I'm not. It's there's no inspiration. You know what I mean?
There's no passion.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's like so annoying. Like, just let me draw. I get that all of this is important stuff. Like, it's industry stuff that you got to know how to do, like, a character model sheet, so that the actual animators don't fuck it up when they go to do the proportions and stuff or whatever. But it's like, this is boring shit, bro. Just let me animate. I'm an animator, for God's sake. I'm not a fucking storyboard artist, and I'm not. It's just not good.
I mean, it kind of takes me back to my course when they were telling me all these different fundamentals of video editing and all these different things, and it felt like I was just repeating all the stuff I already knew. But then they'd say a few things.
Because,
yeah, sorry.
No, but yeah, like, I mean, you already knew it because
Yeah.
you're a self-made YouTube
Whoa.
big name, but you know. Oh,
Whoa.
but then it's like for average randos or something that just come in out of year 12 to do the course, they mightn't know anything.
Yeah, that's true. So you're
They could
stuck with them.
have been in a situation kind of like me where they've done completely different courses and then suddenly changed their outlook and been like, I don't want to do a hard science course. I want to do something creative. I'm going to go into film and TV.
Which I recommend
So-
to all creative people.
Yeah. Well, I recommend animation, but
Oi.
to each their own.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's whichever one you prefer to do. Don't get bogged down in oh, he said animation is better than live action. So they're different tools in the same toolbox.
For sure. No, I have mad respect for people who are animators, just because I know how much extra work there is. Like, live action doesn't have anywhere near as much work as an animated piece does, especially the way you animate. Like, you obviously will do storyboards, like actual proper storyboards every time, won't you?
Well, I mean, my storyboards are a little bit lacking, but that's the problem with that. And I've come to realize this is that I drew my storyboards mainly for myself, whereas a storyboard artist has to draw the storyboards for someone else. So they have to put everything down, whereas I'm putting down just enough to help me jog my memory of what I was going to put there.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can half-ass it that way, but that won't work the whole time. So my storyboards are sort of a bad indicator, but you do have to make them pretty extensive. Like, they can't just be scribbles. They've got to have like depth and framing and all that kind of stuff. You gotta be able to put down what you want, exactly what you can see in your mind's eye onto those storyboards. Which is difficult at some points, very difficult.
It's difficult when
Especially if you're going for something a bit more difficult than just, medium shot, reverse shot,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. If you want a cool angle or a weird bit of perspective, then you got to be able to draw that to tell the actual animator.
And it would make it even more just as difficult when you've got, so many ideas floating around in your head all at once, and you've just got to take your time on it, and you feel like you'll forget stuff if you go too slow.
Oh yeah, definitely. It can be hard being forced to go slow when you're just like, dude, I want to get into it.
Yeah.
I want to get into it so bad. It's like,
I mean,
we've got, what's it called? Story writing class. And no, there's one story class and one. No. The best class, I think, right now is the character class. But that's like a whole big thing. Because last year when we did our characters, it was like, yeah, we just got to devise like a turnaround. Just got to have them front, back, side, and 3/4 view. That's it.
yeah.
But when But this time we got to explore all the character stuff. Like we got to go, what would they look like with a different outfit on? What would they look like with different hair? What would they look like with, say, like a hood and glasses on? It's like, it's interesting, and it's kind of, it is fun. I'll say it is fun to like draw my characters in all these different weird ways where they've got like strange clothes on and like different hairstyles than they usually would. But it's like, bro, I just want to get into the meat of it, you know?
Exactly.
Fuck this like meandering around at the starting line. Just let me animate, bro. I want to do some drawing, bro. I want to see it move.
Of course, you want to. They're doing all these pre-production things, and you're thinking, well, why don't we actually do the damn production already, sort of thing.
Exactly. That was the problem last year. We were bogged down in pre-production when realistically we should have been like, you know, halfway through production. It's like, this is what like absolutely killed it, because I wasted all my energy in the pre-production trying to slog through it, and then once I got to the good stuff, just the actual production, it's like I had nothing left. I was like, bro. So it was heartbreaking because I just had so much like stuff I could have done with the energy that I'd wasted. But you know,
this sounds like
next year that'll be fixed.
Of course, this sounds like the time where. This sounds like about the time in uni when they're trying to get you to do all the pre-production stuff. This is probably when I break the rules and I just do my own project and just see how I go. And then when everyone else is still, you know, just trying to do theirs, you've like almost finished with the main production. And then if the teacher gets angry at you, you're just like, well, look, we were going so slow, I had to actually do it.
Definitely.
Because that's, I mean, with YouTube, if someone told me, you've got this YouTube video you need to release, like, and it requires a fair bit of editing, but you have to edit only 10 minutes of the video per day. I'd be like, why can't I just edit as much as I want at a particular time I want to? It's weird. I would hate that.
Bro, just let me bang it out once I'm in the mood, like, you know.
Exactly.
When the creative mood takes you and you can just do like 3 hours of straight editing because you're in the zone. It's like, bro, just let me do it all then.
Not gonna lie, that was a real. When you just let me bang it out once I'm in the mood. Sorry.
Look, that can be applied to a lot of things, but you know.
Of course, I've just got a dirty mind, as usual.
Oh, you got it. Oh no, this is so sad.
Oh god. I don't know.
Yikes.
With me, I've always been someone who doesn't like authority, you know. It's not really... When a teacher tells me what to do of something I don't want to do, I usually don't do it.
Oh, dude. Then you wonder why you didn't get to go to the Brownlow.
Well, that was the brown nosing that people that got to go to the Brownlow. Oh, God.
You know, brown nosing to go to the Brownlow.
Fucking hell. It was just Patrick's fucking fat face that got to go to everything.
Caramello koalas or Freddo frogs.
Oh, God. Fucking hell.
That's still funny, but just because it's like a high tier shit post. It's so good.
It's like me fucking going up to like an animator that you're like fond of and just going Caramello koalas or Freddo frogs. It's so bad. It's just like, what a freaking piss take.
This is so sad.
I love it how the class was just full of people who were so knowledgeable about AFL and just knew all the players and just, you know, we're just full AFL fanatics. There was about 3 or 4 of them in our class, and she chooses 2 people who have never seen a game of football in their lives to cover the Brownlow.
God damn.
This is the kind of teacher we've got here, man. Oh,
It's just not on. It's just not good.
oh, the brown
It's not
nosing
cricket.
medal. And the biggest ass kisser award goes to, drumroll please, Patrick.
Drum roll, please. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
fuck. That was cringy. Well,
End it.
just end my life. What was I going to talk about? There was something.
Dude.
There was something I was going to briefly touch on. Oh yeah, my crappy content just for a little bit. Of course, I've got to self-indulge here in this podcast somewhere.
Yeah. I do the
like
same
that.
thing, but I don't have any content. So.
Oh, what? You've got some videos on your Six Factions channel?
No, I haven't put anything up.
Put some more stuff up, Bobs.
No.
I love you. I love your
I
videos.
Have I? Wait, no. Have I uploaded the incomplete bit of my major? Let's see.
I think you have.
The actual bit, the actual only bit that I completed. Let's have a look.
While you look for that, I'll briefly talk about my channel. I've been doing for the last month and a bit. I've been doing 2 videos a week. Just about.
What are we talking about again?
Fuck. I was just saying, for the last about 5 weeks, I've been making 1 to 2 videos a week. Mostly 2 videos a week.
Damn, you're really on that grind.
Your boy on a
That
grind at the moment.
24/7 YouTube grind.
I'm on the grind. This ain't no ordinary house. It is a grind house. Fuck. It's been fun. It has been fun, but I'm a bit sick of it. Having said that, I'm
Let's
still
see
uploading.
my channel. I've got 11 subscribers. Damn.
Hell
I'm hitting
yeah.
the big man.
Your boy in the big leagues. I need to
yes,
find
I
this
did.
channel.
I did put up the bit of Into Minds. Oh, fuck. God damn. That's some cringe content right there, I swear.
Oh man, nah, you posted cringe. Nah, that's actually good.
I did indeed post cringe.
Nah. It's good
I'm not gonna
content.
lie though, it's my masterpiece right now. I need to finish it just because, you know, I need to finish it straight up.
Oh boy. Well, at least you're posting some hard work, some really good stuff, and you're not like me posting garbage.
Oh, I
Nah.
posted it 4 months ago.
Fuck.
I posted it 4 months ago and it's got 10 views.
Look, to be honest, I do put a lot of work into my stuff, but sometimes people don't realize it, you know. I'm
Yeah,
gonna cry.
that's alright. I mean, you know, people will watch quality content and be like, damn, that was shit.
Hmm.
But then they'll also watch shit content and be like, damn, that was quality.
It's funny you should say that. Like, people can like film a video where there's like no editing, but if what they filmed is like sort of interesting, they'll consider it better than something that had hours of work put into it.
Yeah. Like I've not gonna lie, I've been listening to, you know, because I've just been having to work and do like nothing else from like uni online. I've had to find some stuff that I can just, you know, put on and turn my brain off and listen to while I'm working. I'm the kind of person that needs some like ambience in the background just so that I can get the mind engaged.
Oh, that's different to me.
Oh, you work better in silence.
Yeah, any like noise in the background is just like gives me the ticks. When there's just like a chill house and I'm just ready and I'm sitting there just I don't know at my laptop just normally, I don't know, that's just how I work best.
Yeah, I don't know. I just need some kind of music to zone out.
Oh.
But I've been recently listening to a whole lot of like video essays. The longer the better. So, you know, folks, put out those those 3 hour like cartoon analysis videos because some of those are real bangers.
Oh. The
Then
Steven
I've been on
Universe.
been on the Steven Universe trail recently,
Oh yes.
and you know, what a dumpster fire, bro.
There's a lot of bad reviews out there.
There's all of them are all of them are justified too. It's crazy. It's actually like a really good case study of how not to show run, I suppose, how not to handle an animation, or how not to I don't know. It's just a really. It's a terrible show. Like like and you watch any of the video essays or anything, or you even watch like an episode. It's there's no story. The characters fly off the models like ridiculous. Like literally between shots, characters will change heights so that one character that used to be shorter than the other is now like the identical height as the other one.
Oh, so there's like
what is
there's
going
dumb continuity errors.
Yeah, so it's like it's just visual like gibberish half the time, and the story is incoherent. And I was recently introduced to a very very interesting topic that I didn't know how to name for the longest time, and it's like, you know, when you've got like a villain and then the good guy talks to them and convinces them to not be a villain anymore, and you're just like, bro, that doesn't make sense. How the hell does that work? I was informed that the proper term for that is talk no jutsu, and it originates from Naruto, because Naruto was able to just chat it out with his villains and convince them all to be good. And it's like, bro, that doesn't make sense. There's literally plot points in. Yeah, no, I don't know. This devolved into a rant on Steven Universe that I haven't even watched. But like, I've just been listening to all the video essays. But it's like, bro, you can't redeem space Nazis by talking to them. That doesn't make sense. These are literal like space fascists that have implanted like bioweapons into planets to blow them up, and it's like committing genocide and stuff. It's like, bro, you're just straight up going to talk to these folks and make them see the error of their ways, bro.
That's what kids shows do, though. It's not realistic to what real life would actually
Yeah,
happen.
so it's like, and everyone's like, oh, it's so beautiful. It's like inclusive of transgender and homosexual relationships. It's like, bro, they're space rocks. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. The characters are genderless space rocks.
Oh, jeez.
So, it doesn't matter.
They always try, and the shows that push that, though, they always just automatically win awards, even if they're good or bad, just because they were, doing that inclusive.
Just because they've got talking points in them. It's like, oh, this one's got, a homosexual relationship. This one's got, one of them's transgender or something. It's like, son,
Son.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't
Son.
matter. I could not care.
Son.
Son.
That's just funny. Oh,
So-
fuck. Yeah, I mean, that's what they
Yeah,
always
no,
do, though.
it's-
They always push something and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just been interesting to listen to, mainly not because of oh, I want to join the hate train, and I don't give a flying fuck about Steven Universe. It's over. The show's reached its conclusion, which was a terrible conclusion, by the way. Not even going to justify it with the time. But it was a terrible conclusion. It was a terrible show all the way through, except apparently seasons 1 and 2 were semi-decent. I don't know. Before they absolutely lost the plot that they never had to begin with. But it's an interesting case study in what you should avoid doing. Because my dream is to show run, or like put a show out somehow and have like several seasons of it and all that kind of stuff. Get my creation out there,
That's one of my dreams
It's
as well,
like-
sort of.
Yeah, but it's like, this is someone that's managed to achieve that, and by most metrics they appear to have failed, although that's only if you're critically discerning. Like, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, Steven Universe is great, Steven Universe is awesome, but it's like, Is it? Is it though? Is it really though? Because I don't think so. And when you think about it, like, was it good? Did it make sense? Was it interesting? Did it keep your attention? It's like, no, it didn't do any of those things. It just got some really high viewer numbers because of, its big talking point. So it kind of doesn't even matter. It's like,
fuck. your boy getting into this deep hatred now.
I don't hate it. I'm just like thinking about it. It's like, how could you mess that up?
Yeah, no, they always find a way. It's always the really successful shows, like Sex Education. I think is another example of a really overrated show. They always find a way to just like not actually make it becomes a successful show, sure, but they take their success for granted and they just have these lazy storylines. And like you said, the animations like weren't even just to the they weren't in structure or whatever I'm trying to say. The continuity was fucked.
Exactly.
It always becomes lazier when the more successful a show or a YouTuber or anyone gets, the lazier they can become with how they make their content.
And of course, there's outliers like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of one. I don't know. I don't know. There's like always going to be one person that's both successful and still makes high quality content.
Yeah.
But they're an outlier, and that's a problem. Because you think it's like what? That guy with the glasses, Nostalgia Critic, he used to be big, and then all of a sudden he's like nothing anymore.
He was more like
Big sad.
Yeah, it was more like his content when he started was he has the classic case. He's just another one of those classic cases of someone who starts off with decent, well thought out content and then just sort of sells out and lets someone else write his stuff and it becomes dreadful. And he thinks he's really good, but isn't. That's definitely Nostalgia Critic for you. But
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna be like. So I'm holding my cards close to my chest. If I ever get something that can go big, if I ever come up with, the next Star Wars, my stories get big.
Yeah.
I ain't never gonna sell out.
Please don't. Yeah. No.
These are my babies, I'm not let them. Not gonna pimp him out to, fucking Mouse House or something. Fuck that.
Exactly.
Disney. What if I get big? Disney can suck my nuts. Well, I mean, they've got everything else, so they can't have me.
Sam gonna join in and suck me a fat one. Nickelodeon girls can't live without him. Whoa, fucking hell. That was a Pink Eye. I don't know if you've heard that song before by Pink Eye.
I mean, of course. He's another one that's sold out. Have you not seen the meme image? One of his old videos where he's dissing SoundCloud rappers or something, and then underneath it is one of his new videos where he's just rapping.
That's one of the most common. I reckon that's one of those common misconceptions with his transition from YouTube to music. Everyone always says, "Oh, but he's a hypocrite," because he dissed SoundCloud rappers and now he's a SoundCloud rapper. It's not quite. Because the difference of the SoundCloud rappers is they were tryhards and they were people who thought they were already famous and, were always just look at me, look at me. And Frank's Joji, his name is now, is more of a person who has made it and is allowed to do that. There's no hypocrisy there. I don't think there is. But, it's up to you.
Yeah, but, I mean...
Oh my God.
If you were a fan who followed someone from football and then all of a sudden they go into, opera, would you still be following them?
It depends how good their opera is. I mean, if they.
I mean, a lot of people would probably feel betrayed if they gave someone a subscription, if they subscribe to someone and then all of a sudden they're doing something completely different that they didn't subscribe for.
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
Yeah, I guess so, but I mean, he always it is kind of crap. Like if Frank had his day again, like sorry, if George Joji Miller had his day again, he probably would have given everyone a warning. Hey, by the way, guys, I don't enjoy this. But I don't think that was like I don't think that was the problem. I think it was just like all of a sudden everything just kind of crashed down on him. He was getting all these music offers, which were great for him. His voice was he was having like seriously bad throat tissue damage from doing the voice, the character voice, and it all just like happened at once. And he just decided, you know what? Even though his real passion was at music and he loved comedy, he was just like, I have to stop this. Like this is affecting my health badly, and so he stopped it. Which I
mean,
full respect.
at the end
from
of the day, he's made his bed, and now he gets to lie in it.
Oh man, I mean, I
And
respect
if he has
the
to endure
transition.
the means to, lie in it, then so be it.
I don't think you can even like make fun of him for it though, because it's like you're not like I don't think anyone's obligated to stay in their field. Like if he was obligated to stay into YouTube when he really didn't want to, people would want him to do what he wanted. Like if you're a true fan, you want the person who's making the content to be happy. You don't want them doing something that they're gonna hate. Like I don't think you. By the end of making content, he lost the love for it. He was depressed by it, and he just wanted to go to music. I've had this conversation many times with another mate of mine, Jack Hover, and we talked this in great detail, so I probably won't talk much more about it. But yeah, anyway, we could definitely talk to you more about it in the future.
Well, I believe there's a great sense of entitlement within the viewing population, and suddenly altering one's content can oftentimes be the death of a creator.
I agree with that if they're a YouTuber. If they're altering their content on the same platform, like on the same, entertainment platform, then it's I reckon that's a disaster. That can be the death of the creator for sure. But because he transitioned from YouTube to the music industry, he can't die. You can only go up. Like the music industry is a Goliath in entertainment.
Yeah, I suppose so. And it's probably the only other thing that fucking Disney hasn't touched. But everything else.
Disney's just cringe. They've just ruined everything. Oh
Fuck
god.
Disney.
Yeah, I loved your Star
They need
Wars
to
ring.
collapse. They need to. We need to reappropriate Disney. Destroy it.
I don't think that's possible.
It needs to happen. We need to actually ruin it. We need so that they sell off all their stuff and we can get some actual, creative liberties now.
Yeah, I mean, you want to buy the Stitch brand, don't you? Lilo and Stitch.
Bro, I would if I could. There's probably like 1,000,001 awesome intellectual properties that Disney has just got locked away in a vault, never to see the light of day again.
Yeah,
So sad.
they're the kind of company that once they have an intellectual property, they're not giving it away for a fucking cheap price, obviously.
So sad.
I mean,
That's why they're never having me. They're never gonna sell it.
Maybe it's not such a bad thing, because I reckon an intellectual property is worthless these days. People should be coming up with new ideas, new stuff, not the same old tired crap we've seen over and over again.
Yeah.
It reminds
Exactly.
me. Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of that clip in. It's a really accurate social commentary in the film. I know it's a really random reference, but the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie has this really awesome reference where this old dude's just this animated way. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Is that the one where? No, wait. I think I may have seen that one.
He's like, yeah. It starts off with Bugs Bunny narrating like history, and then he goes. And then the man invented the moving picture. And then he's just like, and then the guy's like, but then man got tired of the moving picture. And he's just like, I'm tired of documentaries. And the woman's just like, frankly, I enjoy a few laughs myself. And then it's just like, and so comedy was invented. Oh, that's like an example of like, people get freaking sick of shit. And then they make new shit. And that's what I think. Like, people will get sick of Star Wars eventually, surely. I mean...
Bro,
Sure.
I'm already sick of Star Wars. Bro, like straight up, fuck J.J. Abrams. He fucking
Not this again.
He just copy pasted A New Hope straight into what's it called?
Oh.
Gorgeous.
Bro, I feel like you're straight off the front page of Reddit with the last two calls.
Mate, he did it.
Yeah. Nah, but
He
like,
did.
I reckon that's one of the
They-
most popular like opinions on the internet. J.J. Abrams copied A New Hope.
He
Joji
did.
sold out. I reckon.
He fucking did, mate. Of course he mate. You cannot watch the start of The Force Awakens and not tell me it is like beat for beat the start of A New Hope.
Oh, no doubt it's complete fan service. Like it's a complete easy to do rip off. Like he saw it as an opportunity to just like make the fans happy and tell them to shut up and move on. And the problem was it was a good, I reckon it's a decent movie still. I don't think it's like a classic.
You gotta be kidding me.
I don't think it's a classic, but I think The Force Awakens is a decent movie, and I like watching it. The only ones I like watching are the original three movies from the 80s and The Force Awakens, and all the other Star Wars movies can get fucked as far as I'm concerned.
You gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me that you prefer a sequel over a prequel.
The prequels are shit, though. All right,
Prequels
we're not getting into this.
funny. The prequels have a place.
Lisa, Paul.
Mate, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh, someone was thinking.
You actually believe. Okay, tell me this. Is Ray a Mary Sue?
She's like the queen on a chessboard. She gets to go whichever she wants to. Oh fuck, that's a reference.
Fucking get real mad in a second, bro. 'Cause straight up.
No, bro.
You know.
I don't like Star Wars enough to defend it. That's the thing. Like, it's not an argument I'd have with people like which Star Wars movie's better, because every single Star Wars movie sucks. Like,
You gotta be kidding me. That's a hot take.
no, but I feel like if you're a true fan of Star Wars, you probably like every single Star Wars movie. I don't want to. What do I mean? I don't mean true fan. What am I saying? If you're a massive diehard of Star Wars, then there's no Star Wars movie that can disappoint you. But if you're someone who like respects
bro.
proper cinema, then
You obviously
there's very few.
have not been keeping up because the diehards hate the sequels.
Oh no, I mean like the delusional diehards that just that cannot
yeah.
like. There's no such thing as a bad Star Wars movie.
The brainlets.
You know what? I reckon. You know what I reckon we should do now. I reckon we should talk about the all-time classic movies. And what better all-time classic movie to start off with than the garbage pail kids
Terminator
movie?
2. Oh my god.
Terminator 2 is lit. Actually, fuck it. Let's talk about the Terminator series. How much did they fuck that series up after the first two? It just should have ended after the second one.
I mean, the third may have had a place, but everything after that is just forget about it.
The third's not bad as a standalone action movie. I don't mind it that much. I mean, I've seen it once, but I don't know.
A lot of them. I mean, Terminator 1 is good. Terminator 2 is
Oh man.
cash money. But you know, Terminator 3 is like, yeah, okay.
I mean,
Okay.
Terminator 1's just one of those movies. I mean, I couldn't speak more highly of the first Terminator movie. Like, that is for the record, it's my second favorite movie ever. And it's such a good movie, the first Terminator. Terminator 2 for its effects is amazing as well. I just love the first two movies. They're just such good movies.
Yeah, they are good movies. They're not just good Terminator movies. They're good movies straight up.
Yeah.
You got the others that come after. Terminator 3 is like, yeah, okay, like, yeah, and then all the others are just fuck.
This is so bad. My dad likes the fourth one. He thinks the fourth one's the best Terminator movie.
Wait, which one's the fourth one? Is that the one where
It's
they're in the future and the guy thinks he's not a Terminator, but he actually is a Terminator?
probably, I don't know. It doesn't have Arnold Schwarzenegger or any of the original
Yeah, no,
cast in it.
it's that one then. It's the
Yeah.
guy's like convinced himself he's not a Terminator, and like halfway through he gets his chest blown open, and there's like Terminator parts, and he's like, oh shit, I'm a Terminator, and it's his like, and he goes rogue from the Terminator network, he like fucks shit up. It's great. That one's actually like interesting, like just because it's entirely set in the future.
Yeah.
So it's not, there's no like time travel plot device or anything that you have to get your mind around. There's no like time travel shenanigans that you got to worry about. It's all in the future. So it's all like following the resistance in the future, which is an interesting narrative point. It's cool.
It is.
I do believe that one is an interesting film. But it's like
yeah.
everything after that is just we don't need it. We don't need it.
It reminds me, because there's a lot of fans of like the first two movies. You know those cutaway scenes in the first two movies where they cut back to the future and all the apocalyptic stuff? There's a lot of fans of the first two that say, why can't this just be the whole movie? And the reason why the reason why they don't do that is because viewers, they kind of need a break from all like the horrible shit. If that was the whole movie, I don't think the movies would be as successful, because people need like the romantic side of the first movie, and then they also need the action, and they need like the futuristic sci-fi stuff and the robots taking over. Like you need variety, I reckon, in a really good movie.
There needs to be a balance.
Yeah, a good balance. Like Terminator 1, just for me, the only letdown of Terminator 1 is the fact that there wasn't enough budget for the effects. The effects, especially at the end, have dated a lot. But it's still a great story. The story of Terminator 1 is what I like the most.
If we could get, like, a remake of Terminator 1, shot for shot, no, like, additional bullshit, just they remade it with, a far higher budget.
Yeah?
Then I suppose that would be pretty cool.
You know, I don't think it'd be as good. I actually, because the first movie is so unique that the fact that they had no budget and they managed to write a script, a screenplay, and a story that was just that brilliant, I don't think you couldn't, because you couldn't do it properly, because it'd be like you go from something that's so unique for not having as much of a budget to something that is not as unique because its budget is through the roof and there's all these special effects. There is no doubt they would just do so much special effects if they remade that film.
Yeah. I don't know. It's probably fanciful thinking on my part. I don't know.
Nah, at least you're the glass half full. I don't know. I just think Terminator is one of those things you shouldn't touch, that first film, because it's just so special. Actually, fun fact as well. When I was at your house, when I was living at your house, I think I downloaded the remastered version of the first Terminator, and it looks incredible. I haven't seen the remastered version yet, as it is. I'm going to soon, but it looks amazing.
Oh yeah. We should look it up then.
It's a lot of gigabytes. It's on the Pirate Bay, but it's amazing. It's incredible quality.
We don't endorse piracy, but we can't stop you.
Oh, you saw me pirate every single Wednesday when I got my HSP.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, fuck Disney. I will pirate everything.
Back when I used to pirate Lilo and Stitch movies, and we watched that with our HSPs.
You straight up pirated the Mario Brothers movie so we could watch it. That was the best part.
But I regret it because the movie wasn't even interesting bad. It was just bad. It was
so funny. It was head.
Such a bad screenplay. Goombas! Go Goombas! A monkey!
Monkey! And then, the Twin Towers dissolve into King Koopa's towers.
That was cool. That was a cool design.
It was pretty cool, but it was also like, you got to think about it. It came out like almost straight after. It came out like before. What's it called?
9/11.
9/11.
Yeah. Significant
so
historical
watching
date.
Watching it now is like, oh, you got that connotation of
Oh yeah, no, true. That's true. It kind of looks like it as well when the rubble was like. This is fucked me talking about this, but when the towers had all fallen, it kind of looks similar to how it looked in the rubble, the last remaining part of the tower.
Yeah.
It's eerily. It's very eerie.
Very eerie indeed.
But what about the TV show? I don't know if you've heard of this. There's a TV show that its plot, right? So they had their pilot episode.
Mario Brothers Super Show.
No, not that fucking garbage. Remember, kids, if you do drugs, go to hell before you die. That's in the show. No, man.
Oh no.
In this TV pilot, the plot of the episode was for them to stop a plane from flying into the World Trade Center. And guess when it was released?
Mario stops a plane from crashing into the World Trade Center.
No, it's fucking Mario, bro. This is a different show.
Oh, I was gonna say Mario.
It's not a Super Mario Brothers Super Show plot. If that was a plot for the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
For sure.
Nah, this was a different. I can't remember what the show was called, but it was like a serious. It was a drama show, and that was the plot. And the episode.
Is it fucking Scream?
Oh fucking hell! Fucking hell! The episode.
Grizzly Tales for Gruesome.
Oh, for fuck's sake! You are welcome to enjoy Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids. Fucking hell. I want to die.
Dude, you know it's so funny? I still remember absolutely despising that show and like not being able to watch a single episode except for one. I had to turn off every single episode except for one, and that one episode was called, let me type it out, hold up.
While you're typing that up, I'm going to say...
Recyclotron or something.
While you're typing that up, I'll say when the show was released, because I didn't get to say. It was March 2001.
Recyclops. The Recyclops. No way.
Oh my fucking god. March 2001, the 9/11 show was released, but Grizzly Tales was one of those shows that, I don't know, it was just so scary. I got scared by it so easily when I was young.
What? They did Recyclops in a thing of The Office?
No, for fuck's sakes. It just scared the fuck out of me. It made me uncomfortable watching that show. It was very, like, what's one of the episodes the kid got, like, sent away because he was a bully or something? Some shit happened, I don't know. He got like permanently turned into something because he was a bully. There's some weird storylines of that show. That was a fucked show.
No way! Oh my god!
Oh no, what is this big reveal?
Some Kids 2000, the episode Recyclops. Do you want to know what the synopsis says on IMDb?
What does it say?
Scabby was not a useful human being. Obviously, she was used that her body would make good fertilizer when she died, but she didn't contribute anything to the human race. And that's it.
What the fuck?
That's the only thing it says on IMDb. That's so fun. So fun.
Who fucking wrote that plot? Some freaking sociopath?
I love that. And that's pretty much exactly what happened.
That's pretty accurate, I guess.
I'm like, no, straight up. I had to turn. I was like terrified by every single other. It was either terrified or creeped out so much by every single other episode that I had to turn it off.
Yeah.
But I was able to. I thought I was very, very big. I was like 7 or something. I thought I was very big for being able to sit through Recyclops. Yeah.
Oh fuck!
A selfish and wasteful girl who contributes nothing to the human race learns a grim lesson in recycling. I'm pretty sure she gets like eaten and like body snatched by this monster made of junk.
Oh my fucking god! My brothers would stir me up. They'd actually stir me up. We'd be watching the show and they'd be like, "Ooh, Sam! Ooh, Grizzly Tales! Ooh, it's scary!" And I'd be like, "No, don't!"
Oh.
It's like, ah!
What the fuck? Some of these actually like straight horror. A selfish girl's desire to own a lobster suit lands her in hot water in more ways than one. And I'm pretty sure she gets like vored and like boiled.
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
This show is fucked.
A dishonest girl who cheats in game pins the blame on her brother and is turned into a stone statue.
Okay, no, too much. I can't watch this. I can't. No, this show's
The Headless Horseman pays a visit to a moody girl who's constantly sulking to get her way. What? A boy's desperation to attract girls brings him to an early grave. Oh my god.
That's a good title. That's a good synopsis.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, that's gold.
Wow.
That's very relatable to real life. That synopsis.
Some of these ones are just ridiculous when you think when you hear about them. What the fuck? And then you're like, oh my god. Episode 98 or episode 6 of series 8 is called Lazy Bones, and the synopsis is a lazy girl is stripped of her bones. And you think about it, you're just like, wait, what the hell? But then you think about, Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids. You think about it in that context, and you think like, holy fuck, she actually just gets her skeleton straight ripped out.
Jesus Christ. It's actually too like, when you're young, that shit's just like, that shit scars you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was never able... It's actually... It actually, like, half of it just, like...
Fuck, I missed that
scarred
part.
me.
Sorry to the viewers, that bit kind of, like, skipped with you talking then. Oh, fuck. Oh, don't tell me the connection's breaking up. Alright, Adam, I've sent you a movie trailer that I'm interested in you watching live on
The
the
Garbage Pail
podcast.
Kids. I swear to God, I've seen this.
No, you're gonna watch the trailer. This is the trailer.
Watch the trailer.
We're gonna watch it.
Trailer for something else.
No,
Something else.
No, this is it.
I want to watch this one.
Have you
I
started?
ate like 2 hours ago.
Let me know when you start watching it.
I swear to God. It's 2 minutes. That's foul.
Once upon a time, or was it
Yeah,
more
I've started.
recently,
Unless you couldn't
there
tell.
was a young
Yes.
boy named Dodger. He was the sort of child who was always left out of things. Each day after school, Dodger works in a junk shop owned by the mysterious Captain Manzini.
Witch's broth and vampire's brew make these clothes as good as new.
Captain Manzini.
Dodger has never had a family
You're
or a
fatty.
friend
You are a fatty.
until
Like you
now.
turtle to the turtle club.
This sucks. What is this?
What's that?
This is so bad.
They came out to help us.
Oh,
Meet the Garbage Pail Kids.
pain.
Starring Nat Nerd, Windy Winston, Messy Tessie,
Give him a chance, Tangerine. You'll like him.
Alligator,
Oh no.
Valerie Vomit, Lisa Gray,
It's actually so, you're right, it is so bad that you don't even want to watch the trailer.
So foul. They actually made a movie of it. This is horrific.
Kids movie. They may not be
no.
pretty, but boy, they make great friends.
Is it worse than
Starring
Actually, oh, I just figured out the best trailer to send you. This is probably the last one I'll send you.
Oh my
It's the best
God.
one.
I hated that. Jeez.
Oh no. I found one that's so much better.
No. Is it what's his name? Friggin' Master of Disguise.
Not again.
Funny bad. That was just funny bad.
You are a fatty. Oh,
You are fatty.
that was just ridiculous, that freaking trailer. In the last, I don't know if you saw the last podcast back, but I put up the trailer and your reaction to it.
Freddy got fingered. 2001. Oh no. An unemployed cartoonist. This is already hitting her home way too hard.
Oh no. You watching it yet?
No, I'm watching it. Freddy, would you like some sausage? Freddy, would you like some sausage?
It says #1 son on the license plate.
Oh,
It's
God.
me, I'm the #1 son.
It's never easy to let go.
You make your daddy proud. You hear me?
I'm gonna make you so proud.
You make your daddy proud.
Proud.
Proud. Get the fuck out the way.
Are you really excited about starting to work at the sandwich factory tomorrow?
Hello?
The sandwich factory.
The people at the factory that have been making cheese sandwiches their entire lives, and they're gonna look at me, 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 and they're gonna call me a loser. Ooh, you can't hurt me. Not with my cheese helmets.
What is this?
Swear to God.
Couldn't handle the complexities of making a
this
cheese
is not
sandwich
good.
from house back home.
Damn, that's a sick trick. Damn. A sick trick.
Found a treasure.
Damn, it's Deadpool.
Treasure! It went into that underwater cave!
Oh my god.
Thanks.
Oh, no.
Walk into a restaurant and expect someone to give you a TV show? I don't know. Yeah?
He talks.
That's a rip-off of Dirty Rotten Scoundrel.
You can. And the backwards man, the backwards man. At the one backwards fast you can.
What? God! Name are you doing?
And he
He's wearing the suit backwards.
Oh, that reminds me of Mask of Disguise.
Give me my flash.
What is this?
God damn. I swear.
I wasn't expecting that to happen. Shut up! You miserable, pathetic loser!
Is this your dad?
That's my phone! No!
Regency Enterprises presents
That's my fault.
Tom Green,
He's a stupid!
Not stupid!
He's a stupid!
Not stupid!
He's stupid!
Not stupid!
What the fuck?
What is going on?
Freddy Got Fingered.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have some work to do. Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like
Daddy,
some
we
sausage?
like some
We're real
sausage.
proud of it. I think I could have come up with a better title.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could
I
have.
think they would have come up with a better title.
Oh, Rebel
The
Taxi!
immediate-
Rebel
The
Taxi,
immediate
what is it?
Up next is Freddy Got Fingered, Nostalgia Critic. So
Oh, no, don't watch that. It's probably
Yeah,
one of his
I'm not
new
watching
ones. Oh, no,
It's awful.
Rebel Taxi watches it. I'm gonna watch that later, Rebel Taxi watching it. You know, there's a bit in that they didn't show in the trailer from Freddy Got Fingered where he just has a giant, like, I think it's like a giant roll of Spam, and he's just like, oh, no, it's what am I saying? It's those freaking massive big freaking, oh god, sausage. It's a big sausage. He's just like, and he just goes ding dong in front of the freaking people working at the cheese factory. No, this movie is
Oh, God.
fucking AIDS.
there are some really, really terrible films.
It sucks. It's so bad though. Like, oh.
I wish we just like lived in a timeline where that didn't exist. And I didn't have to just watch the trailer.
Oh, don't worry. I'll have some more for you next time, unless I can find something today.
No. Please don't. Please don't. Just like don't. It's not fair.
I will find more because I'm like dreading the editing process of like installing this trailer, which isn't even that hard to do.
You gotta watch the Garbage Pail Kids one and put that one in.
Oh, I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, boy.
The editors always have to
Foul
watch it
thing.
so many times. Oh god, what is that movie? Oh fuck.
Goddamn. You know, dude, I can't wait to get up tomorrow and binge watch Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids.
Don't do that. To be fair,
I swear, I'm never gonna be ready to watch half of those episodes.
oh no, I'm binge watching Friday Night Live right now for some reason.
Again?
I mean, look, it has only been like 5 months since I've rewatched it, but I'm doing it again.
5 months.
Maybe
Bro,
6.
It's been like years since I've last watched that I've got the fondest memories of.
Which one is that?
Which one is what?
The one you've got
My
the fondest.
favourite shows.
The one you've got the fondest memories of.
That's a good question. I don't know. Probably. Oh shit! I don't know.
Did you ever see Friday Night Live when it was on TV?
No.
Oh. There you go.
When was it on TV?
Hmm?
When was it on TV?
It was on TV from the years 2005 to 2008.
Damn. Yeah, I was like not caring at that point.
There used to be this show, I don't know if you've heard of it, it's called Kid Nation, and it was kind of like Survivor, but it was, instead of like adults, it's like literally kids aged 7 to 12.
That's poor.
If you watch like parts of the show, you won't believe it's a real show. Like it had one season.
So it's like Total Drama Island, but
it's real.
Not stupid shit.
Bro, it's all real.
Not dumb shit.
That is like my fondest memories. That's like my oldest memories of watching like a TV show like profusely every week.
Not gonna lie, I kind of unironically enjoyed Total Drama Island.
Oh, I reckon it was the animation style that turned me off from that show.
Bro, the animation style.
It's too many like corners and squares.
It was an interesting style.
It was a spiky style.
At least it was. Look, at least they weren't scared to show like people walking or like hands moving and shit. Because that's like a common trick.
Yeah.
They'll just like not show people walking so they don't have to really do walk cycles. Or they'll just like not show people, they'll just like show someone grabbing something off screen instead of having their like actual fingers reach out and like actually wrap around whatever they're grabbing. Because they don't want to have to animate it. So at least they weren't like afraid to do all that. Which I'll give them kudos for, because that shit is like annoying as fuck.
I mean, the vibes I got from that show specifically was it was
a fucking mess, but it was like part of it was kind of funny.
Part of it had like sexual references, didn't it?
Dude, it was so deep in on that stuff. It was great.
There was so many like hidden undertones of like sex on the show.
Yeah, it was awesome, dude. It was so
fucking hell, man. Total Drama Action, Total Drama Island, all of them.
Total Drama. It was actually, like, unironically, one of the better cartoons that came out.
They just re-aired so many episodes on ABC 3 and ABC Kids. ABC 3, actually. They just, like...
You know what? Speaking of, like, redoing episodes...
Yeah.
I have one very, very strong memory, right? And it was... Every day before going to school, I would watch Jimmy Neutron on Channel 10.
Oh.
I remember, like, this was back in, like, year 4 or something. Ancient times. But I remember watching one episode, right? And it was a particular episode where it went straight into the next one, like it continued. So it was like a continue.
Oh, no.
And I remember watching it and being like, okay, I have to make a point to remember to watch it tomorrow. But it was on a Friday, so they have the regular schedule, like the regular weekday schedule for Saturday and Sunday. So I had to wait until Monday.
Oh.
And at that point, they did, I don't know what they did, but I couldn't find the end of that, what's it called, particular arc. So I missed out on finishing that particular like 3 episode like arc. I was devastated for years. I was like, and all I remember was like the last scene or so of that episode. And like I've seen it by now. Like I've watched it up on like torrents and stuff and just binged the entire series. But yeah, I remember for years all I remembered was that one like last scene and not being able to tell what was coming next. It was the ultimate cliffhanger. It was so annoying. So annoying.
Have you since seen it?
Yeah, I've watched it since. I've binged the whole series like 3 times.
Oh, fuck.
It's great. Like, straight up. It was great. I love it.
Didn't Jimmy Neutron start with the movie?
Yes, it did. The pilot was the movie.
Isn't that weird? That's like very rare.
Yeah, I actually think that's pretty fucking ballsy.
That's
'cause,
so
you know,
ballsy.
They banked it off a movie, and then the movie did well enough for them to justify having, you know, starting on the series and then going to the movie, which was the finale. They were so confident in their thing that they came in with
Just the movie.
fucking the movie first, the big punch first.
And I don't know if you know this, but that was Paramount's animation studio. That was their first computer CGI animated film.
I did know that it was the studio's first, but I didn't know it was Paramount's. They also did it with over-the-counter software.
Oh,
They didn't use some kind of special engine or anything. They didn't use a special program. They literally bought the program out of a store and then just booted it up and went to work.
seriously?
Yeah, straight up. I think they used a version which is really cool, really interesting as fuck. Because like, straight up, some of the shots in the movie are like still bangers right now.
I do like the film. I mean, it is a decent. The most recent time I saw Jimmy, I'd love to rewatch. Let's just watch that next time I catch up. We'll watch that. We got
Yeah, bro, let's do
two
it.
movies. We'll watch Terminator 1, the remastered, and we'll watch Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius.
Dude, that movie actually so good. I love it.
Come over to my cinema room and we'll binge watch all of them.
Hell yeah, bro.
I'm keen.
Sounds like a good time. Once we're out of you know where I'm gonna be.
The real Corona hours. Come on down. Are you on 118 hours still?
Yes.
No! I feel bad because you had so much time to get your license before Corona, and now you've got to wait until after Corona.
Look. She'll be right. She'll be right.
No,
I'm
we'll
not
be right.
worried.
Oh boy. Alright, well, should we wrap up the podcast here?
Might as well.
We've got an hour and 22 minutes. It's
Might
been a
as
long podcast. I reckon it's one of our longest.
Yeah, probably.
And hopefully we'll be filming more in isolation. I reckon we'll do more. We got to get the video set up on next time.
Yeah.
I reckon the video one requires you being downstairs though.
The funny thing is, I was playing Pokemon cards with this exact same setup, and it was kind of going through crystal clear. So I don't know. And it was going through even better because I was also using webcam on my computer as well as.
Oh, wait, was it showing the webcam on your computer more than the DSLR?
No, the DSLR was the main one because that was the deck where I was playing.
How did you do that then? How does that? That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. You're assuming the issue's on my end.
Oh, I reckon it's on your end. Oh fuck.
Chief, I don't know.
We'll find out next time, I reckon. We'll try and do a video one next time. Thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you to Six Factions for joining me tonight.
Thank you
And
for having me.
no worries for having... That sounded weird all of a sudden.
Sorry.
That sounded weird, that was fine. Oh, jeez. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll be back next time for another freaking podcast. Hopefully we'll be back to in-person podcast, but I reckon this is a success for the first online one we've ever done. This is good.
Yeah, it's gone well.
It's gone very well.
Very well.
Thank you very much, Adam.
Thank you very much, Sam.
And I have some words to part with. You are a
Do I have some
fatty! Oh no, fuck.
You are fatty.
Oh, fuck. Wait, no, I wasn't going to do that one. I was going to do the quote. What was the quote? Yeah, it goes, as if I've forgotten it at this moment. Oh, yeah, that one. This is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. This is what I want you to do. Such a bad movie. We're watching that as well next time. Alright.
I swear, we are not watching that.
Yes, we are. We are watching it
Only
next
good
time.
movies next time. Only good
To be fair, only good movies.
movies.
Only
We
good movies.
alternate. Every time we watch movies, we watch good movies, then bad movies, and bad movies.
The bad ones are gonna burn me. Alright, I gotta wrap it up. Fuck. Alright, cheers, man.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.